in the pledge of allegiance at a moment of silence.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. We would like to thank all of you for coming tonight and recognize anyone who intends to speak on any of the items listed in our agenda. If you want to speak, let us know now. Very good. This time I would entertain a motion from a board member concerning the regular and consent agendas.
Mr. President, I'll move that we approve the regular and consent agendas as presented.
Second. Having a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Recognitions. Who? Mr. White.
I see Ms. Sword walking up. I think she's first.
Ms. Sword, would you like to be first?
I would absolutely love to be first, thank you. Because we are very excited to be here. So I have tasked this group of young ladies. Do you guys want to come on up, please? And thank you. So, keep your hands. I might need a little bit. Come on up. So we want to see you. So these are members. This is not the whole troop. These are members of Girl Scout Troop 4755. And these young ladies were in our courtyard, and they had a vision. So I will let them explain, first of all, kind of what happened. They were out in the courtyard for a science. Miss Earl, our science teacher, had taken them out to the courtyard. And so while they were out there, they noticed some things in our courtyard, or maybe lack of some things in our courtyard. And so I'm going to let them, and I told them this is because these are our future leaders at Taylor High School, because they are leaders within our building right now. And these young ladies have amazing parents who are very supportive of them, who actually jumped right on board with their mission. And so it's really cool how this came about. So I tasked them with, they're going to introduce themselves, and then they are going to introduce their wonderfully supportive parents who helped out massively with this project, along with some others, and we'll give them props here in a second. So, and I'm not sure who's tasked with actually being the speaker, but I'm going to ask them to come up front. And so they were talking about this at breakfast today, so I'll let them go ahead and...
Hi, I'm Sophia, and this is our project. We planted trees, we planted flowers, and we picked all the leaves and decorated the courtyard. This is Willow.
Come on up, Willow. Okay.
This is Skylar, and this is Abby.
You guys want to step out front so they can see you, because the podium is, in some cases, a little bit taller. So, okay, Willow, who do you have with you?
My mom and my dad.
Okay. Your mom and dad have names, right? Okay, maybe adjusted. Okay.
Oh. That's Sarah, the one the Taylor Titans shirt. Okay. She's the leader of the troop.
Thank you.
Oh, my dad's a
Wow.
It's nice to be recognized in the corner. Thank you.
My mom's over there with like the pink purple sweatshirt.
What's her name?
What's her name?
Yeah.
Oh, Danielle Miller.
And your dad helped a lot too, right? Okay, but he did help, right? There were times he came and helped out, right? Okay. Sophia?
That's my mom, Cindy, and that's my dad, Dan.
Okay. Good. And they helped out at respective times. I mean, there were multiple days that you guys came and worked, multiple weekends. You came on Friday, you came on Saturday mornings, right? About how many hours do you think it took you?
A lot.
A lot. So up on the board we have some pictures, and so This is kind of a picture, obviously, of what it looked like to start. Were there weeds out there?
Yeah.
Just a few, right? Just that was the short story.
A lot.
That's pretty ugly, actually.
Yeah. And so it was pretty bad. So, I mean, this is part of what, and thank you to Mrs. DeBard for, she took pictures and she sent them to me, put them in a file. So some of them, but I'll just kind of run through these kind of quickly. We want to thank Serrano Wunderlich Landscaping. Obviously, we know Mrs. Wunderlich. This is her husband. He donated the hydrangeas, so he brought them out on Friday night. Initially, I think it kind of started, he came out, he met with the ladies and with the girls, kind of developed a kind of a what's going to grow in the courtyard kind of thing. So he was very helpful in obviously donating his time as well as obviously the plants and the resources. He's holding it. Does anybody know what that is that he's holding? Do you remember? It's a hydrangea, yeah. So good job. So, and then you saw that picture of the star as of them, and then just some, some good quality time. So there's the hydrangeas, which will look beautiful, obviously, in the spring as they grow. This is them carting them in. I think there were 12 total. Is that right? Yeah. 12 total. Obviously, you're tired after carting in 12 hydrangeas, so everyone needs a lift now and then. Steve Steiner helped with this project and making sure that he got the hose and making sure that some of the ground was watered down because they did have to dig. And was that easy digging in rock? No. So a lot, just a lot of hard work here. So again, the project of what it looked like, just some of the girls. That's Azaria, right? So that's Azaria. She's down here. She helped out. But so I'll just kind of go through them quickly. Tree stumps that were out there. We had to obviously call out the electric people and the plumbing people to make sure we weren't digging in lines. But some very proud work, hard work. So again, kind of what it looked like. So laying down some weed barrier. The trees that you see around the circle, those were shrubs that were just kind of cut down. You will see at a later point in time that those are no longer there. And the ladies worked. So there you see kind of the shrubs that were there, just very, very ugly to gone. You appreciate the work. So lots of breaking. Weed pulling. The weeds were not easy to come out in some cases. They've been there a minute or two. Just it's kind of taken a second. It's just generally pretty ugly. Dead, ugly. Yeah. This night was pretty warm. I was out there that night. It was pretty warm, so that was some well-deserved. There was my one contribution. I lifted the rock and carried it to the other end. So, and I did not get sprayed, but more planning here. I had a break. Come on. But again, more planning. This is the high school that you see in the background. So those are the high school science rooms. This was a bronze bird bath that was donated by Aaron Kinsella. So lots of people to thank here. And then there's the concrete bird bath that you see in the center. Kind of grab my notes here real quick. Concrete bird bath. I don't have it all memorized. The concrete bird bath are Matt and Amanda family, who are seated back there. So we have to give Matt credit because he carried it. So thank you for that. There's irises that I know you can't see, but it's kind of in the corner. Those were donated by Christy Hyde. There are hostas that are also planted around. Those were donated by Kathy Pemberton. Look at the girls power washing. So more power washing, just valuable lessons. Parents helping out. So you just kind of overall, I'm trying to just go quickly. And it's a work in progress. There's the hostas. And a lot of planning, lots of hostas. Those are along the high school row there. And obviously it was super hot when they did this. Like incredibly hot for the time of year when they did this. So the girls have also been out watering, which now the garden club does that. This is the bird bath that was Erin Kinsella, right? So it's kind of a bird bath, bird house that was donated by her. And that's the end of our pictures. They also went out to a football game. They collected money. With that money, I thought have a picture of the umbrellas, but with the money that they collected at the football game, they bought 3 new umbrellas for the tables that are just right outside of the library. So that was purchased with the money. And then they also bought a dwarf pine tree with that money that was donated from the football game. And then their goal at the football game to raise money was they wanted to plant a slow-growing Japanese maple. We didn't want a huge, fast-growing tree because then that's just more maintenance and work. And so they did the research, slow-growing Japanese maple. That was the purpose of the fundraiser at the football field. But then Green Cube stepped in and donated the Japanese maple. So lots of people to give credit to on this project. Did I get everyone, Mrs. Barr, Mrs. Janicki? You think I wanted to make sure everyone had proper kudos. And then the garden club that Mrs. McCleary, the media center specialist, she started a garden club this year, unbeknownst to what these ladies were planning with their Girl Scout troop. And so the garden club is now going to work on making sure it gets weeded and gets watered and gets maintained. So it kind of just really worked all together in conjunction.
Very nice.
Anything else we need to add?
Looking forward to working with the art department. They're going to help us have colorful murals.
We don't talk about
So did you
We'll talk later.
Yes. Girl Scouts and have Boy Scouts and they have merit badges or rank advancements. Did you guys do this for a badge or for rank
So
advancement or
we're
something like that?
getting a silver award for it.
Okay. Tell me
What
what
does
it's
that mean?
It's 50 hours of work per person.
And they probably put in way more than 50 hours. I mean, it was a lot of work. And they did an amazing job and had smiles on their faces.
And this was all
You
just,
guys-
this was all just thought up by you girls. That's so cool. That's cool. You see something and you make it happen.
And they could have chosen a beautification project anywhere, as part of doing their hours. But, I mean, we were super honored that they chose, their school
Right.
to do a beautification project. So,
Very nice.
fantastic job, girls.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for being here.
Yeah, have a quick picture up here with kids and parents.
Right.
You all were involved, let's go.
Yeah. I mean, we couldn't have done this without their parents, so their support was pretty amazing.
Oh, you're so
All right. Got it.
Thank you, Ms. Gleason. Good job,
Girls,
You're welcome.
girls, just think, if there were more people in the world like you who sees a need and just says, we're gonna do it would just be really cool, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. And parents that just jump on board and said, okay. I mean, they just ran with it, so that was absolutely amazing.
And I don't know if they're staying or not, but on behalf of the high school, we thank you. We went out there to shoot a video, and the kids' mouths dropped. They're like, it's like being at a college campus outside. We sat here, it was nice, it looked beautiful, the umbrellas were under there. They loved it. They look at the watering schedule and say, okay, make sure that's like, everyone's taking ownership in a thing that few created, now is rippled between 2 buildings. So it's pretty amazing. So trust me, we really, really thank you for that, and it does not go unnoticed. So.
Very good.
Thank you guys for coming. Appreciate it. All right, I'll go grab dinner. Or do your homework. Okay, good.
Mr. Short, did you,
Is this appropriate right now?
well, I don't know what you're gonna say.
I'm going to say I want to recognize some students.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Well, but before that, though, I'd like to give you guys, you folks on the board, my sympathy and my respect for balancing the budget. I feel a little guilty because for the first time in my life, last week, I checked and I qualified for the circuit breaker deal. which really, I could tell some cheering for that one. But it is the first time in my life, and is with the Kokomo school system, not Taylor. So Taylor doesn't lose anything by my game. We have 3 kids that go to summer school, go to summer camps this summer in 4 different slots. Let me call Liberty Gregg to come up. She went to the Hugh O'Brien. It was at Purdue. It's not sponsored by Purdue. It's sponsored by the Hugh O'Brien Foundation. Now, I'm 83, and I do not remember Hugh O'Brien. But Dr. Mays, some of you might remember him. He used to be superintendent. He was really enthused. He said that Hugh O'Brien was his favorite cowboy character. And I think Dr. Mays was younger than I was, so I missed out on Hugh O'Brien somehow. But this foundation goes ahead every year with this program, so we'll let Liberty tell us more about it.
I'm really bad at speaking. I'm doing speeches and stuff. He's recording me now.
I'm good. Can you go forward?
This summer, I actually attended 2 leadership courses. I attended Purdue and Chicago. I attended Purdue for the Indiana Leadership Conference, and then I also attended the World Leadership Conference through Hobie in Chicago. And Hobie was it's like described as a leadership course, but I honestly learned so much more than just how to be a leader. I learned how to be a better person. Every day there was a new inspiring speaker, and who taught me a new lesson. I learned how to learn from my mistakes, and that my future should not be something that I have to overcome, but something I get to overcome. My main takeaway was how to work in a group setting. I learned that to be a leader, sometimes I had to take a step back and let other people take control. And that was something hard for me because I've always been kind of a controlling person in group settings. I get really nervous when I have to work in a group. So I learned how to take a step back, and I learned how to learn from other people and not just the people above me, like my teachers. I also got to attend a college fair, and before I got to attend that, at Purdue, they did one. And before that, I was stuck that I was going to go to Purdue for college, and then I actually learned that Ball State has a really good theology program. Now I have a backup. At the World Leadership Conference in Chicago, it was like the Purdue times 10. I mean, we did the cheers and stuff. We did a lot of chants at Purdue. It was a lot. But there were 100 more people, and it was a huge campus. I mean, it was at Loyola University. And we got to really dig into the things that I learned at Purdue. So, like, obviously I learned new things, but something that I took away from it the most was how to shift from a zero-sum to a positive-sum mindset, which is basically, what can I sacrifice to reach the end goal? When you sacrifice your effort and time for something, the outcome will reflect everything you've done for it. That line basically sums up everything I learned at Hobie. What can I do to make my community better? What can I do to make myself better? And what can I do to make my team better? That's about it.
Very good.
She just told me she plans to follow in Braden Winterly's footprints. He also went to Hobie this year. He was invited back, and I understand just what she told me in the hallway. When people will do 100 hours volunteer work, then they come back as a counselor. So it's set up for sophomores after the sophomore year. But Braden went back this past summer, and hopefully she'll be able to go back. Now, Hoosier State. Braden also went to Hoosier State. He's at a soccer meet tonight. That's why he's not here. And he's doing really well. I saw a list of scholarships he's already gotten. Here we are. We're still in October. Those usually don't come out until in the spring. So he's really a winner in a lot of ways. Janine Hiley also went to Hoosier State. And I'd like to thank Dennis and Marcia for the efforts that they took. They took her up there to Trine, and they went out their way to make sure that she was able to go. Let's see. I think, yeah. She's the reason she's not here, her grandpa's truck is broken down, and that's why she couldn't make it. So, again, we try to work on these things for kids. We don't do anything with some of the camps. Some of those they ask for parents to pay $3,000-4,000 for a week, and my personal opinion is if people have an extra $3,000 or $4,000 sitting around, they ought to put it in their kids' college savings account, instead of sending them for a week somewhere. And so these are reasonable, and we get outside groups to pay for them, so there's no expense to the school system or to the family. So those are the 4 people we had, or the 3 people we had in 4 jobs this summer. And thank you.
School spotlights. Schools.
So, Liberty, it's always great when you can get up here and speak, but what you probably didn't know, too, is she's been a leader to many, just hasn't kind of yet been given the chance, I think. So I run a Tight Leadership Academy, and they were tasked, we have now partnered with the Key Club, we have brought that back, and that's all about community service and leaders and reaching out. And my teacher leadership group of 10 were tasked to go find 2 more or 1 more individual to make up the Key Club, not necessarily in their groups or their cliques, but outside that they say, hey, I've seen you do this. And actually somebody approached Liberty and she attended and now is part of the Key Club and that. And so is the next person, she was tasked to do that. But we're not in a spot like that, but it is Dakota Sprague. Come on up. Mr. Marley wasn't going to give me the note card? Okay. So if you don't see us in plain clothes, we had a wonderful opportunity. I had the privilege to caddy with her, and it's a great time when you get to spend time with somebody and hear more about them. But we were at the Mud Tug at the same time for homecoming week as, Dakota here was golfing, and it was hard, and she was like, oh, people are going to go on with their stuff, they're going to forget about this. But when you rolled up, you had 200 people chanting something at me. What were they chanting?
My name.
Your name and what else? What's our slogan kind of for the year? 212. 212. They were chanting. 200 people were chanting after 212. She's coming off the bus. And that is because Dakota finished 10th at the HHC golf match, earning all conference honors. And Coach, do you know how long it's been since we've had somebody?
I can't think of anyone.
Long time. So she got 10th, which is absolutely amazing. But what's more amazing is her opening 9-hole round of golf. She shot a 44, which was the 3rd best of the tournament. Nice. So yeah. So one thing. You've been with Taylor for a short time, but you have clearly been an impact, like all in. And I am so privileged that you have, because our school is better. The kids around you are better, but more importantly, your community is better because of you. So thank you very much. That was shaking, we had to plan this. I almost probably ruined the golf match because before I probably should have told them. I had a couple air cannons I surprised them with, and she was still shaking, so maybe that helped with the golf swings. But we also get a chance to do Student of the Month, and it's always great when you let the staff do it because kids always think, oh, it's always one person or this. But I believe I have my senior here. We had Academic Award Day and kind of cleaned up a little bit. So Corbin is your 12th grade September 6th. What awards did you get today? You got what?
Student Month. Didn't miss school day.
So perfect attendance award
and
high honor, right?
Yeah.
Which is all A's or above. So yeah, so we had 4 kids get all high honor and perfect attendance. Well, you got that too, correct? Yes, we had that there too. So we had some kids clean up today. Liberty, you got something too, didn't you, up there?
No.
No.
Anatomy hit me hard, guys.
Okay, yeah, yes, you are. All right. It's all right, but you're part of a lot of things. All right, so Corbin, I'm going to read a little bit about what one of your teachers, a couple teachers said, and see if you play the guessing game. Okay? Corbin has tremendously grown in the last year. He has become a leader in computer science and use words. He is currently the advanced computer science president and leads all of the projects for the 2 classes, having meetings with other students each day and keeping them on track. In esports, he's being recruited by several universities in the area and leads both the club and the competition teams. When I tell you he's a president, I walked in on observation. He's sitting back here like this, computer tycoon, like, give me your sales pitch. How is this going? How's this going to make me money? So he is really involved in that program. Another staff member writes, Corbin is a quiet leader and knowing he is a steady character. He has a heart for others and sacrifices his own time and energy for the benefit of others. One example is very recent. A fellow senior has been struggling with pre-calculus. Corbin volunteered several hours to help her understand the material and to get her caught up with assignments. He is also a person of integrity and high character. In the band, he has several great talent with the piano. He works hard outside of class to learn and practice music. I am very proud of him as well. You know who that one is? There you go. That will give it away. The music, no. But seriously, esports has taken off and ran, and then you guys beating all the schools around, nationally ranked last year, all that stuff. So, way to kick off the year for everybody. So proud of you. On here. Okay. Well, mine's not here, right? Okay. Well, the other one, started off her day. It can always be intimidating when principal and superintendent come in and start just shouting things at you, like 2-1-2 chants and all this. But I have the absolute amazing privilege and honor for Teacher of the Month, Mr. Tillo. Come on up. 2-1-2. This is for you too, but it's all there. So, yep, you can turn around. I know you don't like this, but no. So you can sit there. So seriously, you came over here. So. Yeah. So hey, this is wonderful. So Ms. Tello, right from the very beginning, she is involved in so much at school, so much so our students reached out and said, hey, we need a different science class for the next level. Like, we need to get ready. I said, what do you guys want to take? They said physics. I said, okay. And Tillo's door. Now, her room, I have to always go in and see if she's there. So I said, hey, question. Mr. Deshawn talked to you about hydroponics, but what about physics? She's like, when do we start? Just write in. She goes, I got about 15 kids. She goes, that's fine. They want it. Let's figure it out. So spent her summer getting everything ready for physics class, and now they're off and rolling, like literally rolling and doing stuff. She does everything from biology to ACP chemistry, make sure our kids get college credits there. But more importantly, that's what I see from her. I know who she is, but it's always great when it's a student. So these are what some people wrote about you, okay? Ms. Tillo is such an amazing teacher in many ways. She's good at explaining things when you need help or when she's just explaining notes or an assignment. I feel as though she doesn't get a lot of recognition because she's very kind and extremely understanding while also trying to motivate you in doing her work. She leads in her very own way that a lot of kids at Taylor need. Ms. Tillo is absolutely amazing, and she, by far, is my most favorite teacher. Okay? She always helps us and gives us extra help with assignment. She is so understanding, and in a world today where everybody just brushes you off as just another teenager, to have someone that's understanding goes a long way. I chose Ms. Tillo as the Teacher of the Month due to her perseverance in creating an inclusive classroom and helping her students throughout the day. Ms. Tillo motivates us quickly. Her lessons are delivered. She teaches in a way that every student understands, and her overall support through school life, not academic life, but school life and hardships that teens go through fits her perfectly into the label of Teacher of the Month. Mr. Tillo should be considered for Teacher of the Month because she makes learning fun and engaging while also making it easy to understand, especially chemistry. Even if someone struggles with understanding, she will go out of her way to help them and make sure they understand the assignment before the class ends. This is not a class where you just simply one and done or move on. You have to understand it. And lastly, I think she would be a very good teacher of the month because in chemistry class she is very patient, and I mean patient, helpful and kind when it comes to students not understanding or just wanting to make certain things just right. She's also very good at explaining, and honestly, I feel very comfortable with her. That's a hard thing for a teenager who just moved in to feel comfortable with somebody so quick. So yes, yes, I have to hold that and take a photo, so I know it's your favorite part of the day. All right, so
2, 1, 2.
2, 1, 2. 2, 1, 2. Right there. All
I
right.
don't know, you tell me where to go.
No, she was in front with the board.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, Brandon, but she was my best hire.
She was my number. 1, 2, and 3. All right. So, as I told you, we'll have to get creative because you're above your door doesn't have.
Yeah, on the magnets.
But I figured you could figure something out. But yes. But it's here. You want to? This is her forte. You want to say anything? You good?
I'm good.
She's not feeling the best too, but she wanted to come here because she knows it's important.
This
But
is so sweet, and I love what I do, truly. You guys make it easy too, like, so much support from them, and I love working with Taylor.
no, thank you so much.
We pulled her in from, she lived north of Chicago. So we had to pull her in. We had to interview her online, actually.
You did,
and
yes.
have her come down to visit, and then
We're glad
she
you're
really
here.
wasn't.
Thank you.
Moving right along, I'm confident we've all reviewed the financial reports that will be submitted and of course are subject to audit. Moving into new business. Couple of three items here specifically. Consideration of the calendar year 2026 budget adoption. Mr. DeShawn, you have any?
No, you've got the document in front of you with that, so.
It's the same rates. This is just has to be adopted by you guys. We'll submit it to the state for them to review. It won't be back till the middle, late December, and then that's how we get our tax rates.
Okay. All right.
All of this is, we've already had one public hearing. This is all the same information. This is just the official adoption.
Okay.
On this, the bus and the capital.
Okay. And these need to be voted on separately.
Thank you. Please and thanks.
All right. I would entertain a motion concerning the calendar year 2026 budget adoption.
I'll make the motion for consideration of the calendar year 2026 budget adoption.
I'll second.
Having a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Passed. Same for the consideration of the calendar year 2026 capital projects fund adoption. Anything remain to add?
No, this is just a required budget document.
Okay. I would entertain a motion for the capital projects fund adoption for calendar year 2026.
I'll make that motion to consider, for the consideration of the calendar year 2026 capital projects fund adoption.
Second.
Having a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? And the same for the calendar year 2026 bus replacement plan adoption. Entertain a motion for that.
I'll make a motion for the consideration of the calendar year 2026 bus replacement plan adoption.
Second.
Okay. Having a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Letter D, consideration of a resolution to transfer amounts from the education fund to the operations fund. Renee?
This is just a budget item that every year we ask to transfer 15% from education to operations, and I do it monthly.
Okay.
That's what we just talked about.
That's what we just talked about.
Most of the schools that I know of do anywhere from 9 to 15%, depending on their need.
Okay. All right, I would entertain a motion for the consideration of the resolution to transfer amounts from the education fund to the operations fund, please.
I'll move that we approve the resolution to transfer amounts from the education fund to the operations fund.
Having a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Next would be consideration of the Neola policies and procedures with special attention to a special update in July of 2025. Mr. Binsler.
Yeah, guys, stuff starting to run together a little bit. I had to actually check a minute, make sure I knew. We just spent 3 hours on the next version, so. But this is just the tail end of the last volume that we went through, and it's basically just special updates to include language changes to our current bylaws to make sure we're in compliance with the recent updates to state and federal laws. So I'm not sure why we have to vote on it, but we do. So.
Okay. Entertain a motion for consideration of Neola policies and procedures, including the special update from July of 2025.
Make a motion for consideration of the Neola policies and procedures, special update, July 2025.
Second. Having a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Next would be discussion or consideration of the donation request from the Taylor Alumni Annual Golf Outing.
I'll move that we approve the donation request. Oh, sorry.
So, is Kurt, he's out with soccer. So yeah, it's the amount that they earned. They raised $1,500, and that's what you guys are approving tonight from the golf outing.
Okay, now I'll move that we approve the donation request from the Taylor Alumni Annual Golf Outing.
Having a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed.
One specific piece of that was that if you donated to football, that donation was made with that specific purpose.
Yes, I had talked to Coach Patrick. We were just trying to raise enough to maybe just get like middle school jerseys and stuff. Some of the kids didn't have all the same, so we were just trying to raise what we could from the alumni.
Good. Very good, thank you. Consideration of the Young Life Program implementation at Taylor Middle School and Taylor High School.
Okay, this was what I had spoken with you about before. Had a former Titan come back, and he's a member of Young Life. They do a lot of work at the YMCA. They hold nights where kids can come and hang out and do fun activities together. It's very positive. And they do this at Kokomo schools, and he wanted to come out here. And what they do is they'll come out at lunches, sit with kids, kind of form relationships, and they're also going to work with our FCA, introduce him to Senator Ritchie, who runs that, and so they're going to kind of partner up and do that as Christ-centered, and so nobody has to participate. They just simply want to offer themselves for being here and be a positive influence on our students. So they won't be here every day. They're just going to, right now we're approving 3 people. They're getting their background checks, and they will be the first groups, and anybody that would be added beyond that will get background checks and come to you as well.
Just for logistics, how do the students know who these people are? Do they set up a booth, or do they just mingle, or?
They're going to mingle, and Cole, who was the one who came to me, was a former athlete, so I think what they're going to do is go to the gym and just kind of work in playing ball with the kids and sort of work their way into relationships that way. And then they'll probably see if they can get them to come to some of their events at the YMCA, which a lot of our kids go anyway. They all go play ball there. So,
does the school plan to make any sort of announcement or presentation that these folks are coming in?
Yeah, I would think the first time, we haven't gotten that far. The background checks aren't finished. This is kind of the pre-work we're doing. But I think the first time they come, they should set up a table and everyone just introduce themselves and let everybody know what they're doing.
Okay, good. Yeah. Very good. Thank you. Any other discussion? All right, entertain a motion for the consideration of the Young Life Program implementation at the middle school and high school.
I'll make the motion for the consideration of the Young Life Program implementation at the Taylor Middle School and High School.
Having a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. Any other information you want to share, Mr. Deschamps?
No, I don't think so. I'm just ready this has been a real heavy fall financially and just all the things involved with changes that are coming our way. So I'm kind of ready to get through this so we can get back to what we want to do, which is all education stuff. So tomorrow I'm excited about. We've got, some PD that should be really good with the teachers. So it's a day for them to kind of relax a little bit and learn and get better at what they do. So
those? Quick, no, go ahead. Okay.
There's a whole bunch of stuff to sign, so stick around.
Okay.
But that's not what, I just wanted, I'm probably speaking for 3 out of 4 of us in our office that picked up a mentor student at the elementary. And I just want to say what an amazing program. So I've only met with my girl twice, is that right with you? But it is the best day of the week for me. So I just wanted to say thanks for letting us participate, and hopefully more people will jump on and grab a student, because when I asked Mrs. Herzog how many mentors she needed, she said about 400. So if you have a half hour a week, it's rewarding, and I know you can speak to that too, but I just wanted to say a big thanks for it.
It's only a half hour, guys.
It's life-changing.
I do 2 of them. I do them back to back. And just to try to engage in normal conversation. I mean, they'll just tell you stuff that's just, it just blows your mind, you know, and you just want to hug them, and it's just, you know, I mean, Mrs. Lisa's got one of them, and he's a tough nut to crack, but, you know, they need a lot of help. They just want somebody to love them and pay attention to them. And if you got a half hour or an hour, take 1 or 2 weeks.
Do they do this just a specific time during the day?
Yeah, you set up a time. Like everybody in my office has done it, and they each they're all on their own day, and then they set up a time that works with the elementary school with Julie. So.
Very good. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, central office staff. Anyone else who does that? Okay, with no other.
So just a quick question, Sean, Mr. President. I assume we're gonna have a work session in November, December like we did tonight. Is that the
I would certainly hope so.
Yeah, me too. I just want to make sure we're all in agreement for that.
If you'll remember right, beginning this year, I moved the board meeting to 6 to accommodate me, but I talked to my employer, and I could leave early enough to be here at 5 o'clock for these meetings. So yes, absolutely.
Okay, good, thank you.
And board members, if you have anything you want to discuss or learn about or question Mr. Deshawn about, make sure you let him know so he can be prepared.
I wrote down solar field or solar information.
Right.
And then I wrote debt service fund and what's falling off.
And tip information of where that money goes and how it's used.
Yeah, and I sent out a list of possible ideas 2 or 3 weeks ago too. I didn't send it to you today. But
Second semester, we'll use 3 of those days for the form of what we call the highlight.
Yeah.
And once we get some actual data back from either the checkpoints or our actual standardized testing, then we can hold those meetings, because right now, you're just not going to get very good information.
Another idea might be to have Ronnie come in and tell us how she does her busing. I mean, you know, we talked with Max a little bit. He talked about how the buses are assigned and where the routes go. Just tell us, you know, just show that to us. I don't have an idea.
You're welcome to stop in the office anytime.
Yeah.
But I think all of us should be good to have that.
Yeah, we'll work on it. We'll get you a presentation.
All right.
It would be good for everybody just to see the city and realize how far we go. And we just had a stop that was taken away from us. And so, you know, Ronnie and I are driving up on the north end, looking for places, making sure buses can get around. And we had a parent and a student reach out and say, "I got the perfect spot." And so we checked it, and it's working great. But it didn't take us much time to turn it around, thank goodness. But it'd be good for you guys to know where that is and how far away, you know, we're going to pick up that
I'm
stop.
surprised at the rails, because those were Taylor people. Went to school with the 2 sisters and a brother, and they were all here. I'm just shocked at that. Why are we? I'm sure that you alerted all of our bus drivers with all this silly construction going on in light of what's happened.
Yes.
It's just crazy.
With the adjustments that we've made this year, going down in routes and having more students on each bus, several of them have commented that this has been kind of a crazy year starting out. And I told them, I said, well, I guess I'm
callous because I've seen it a lot worse at other places. So, but I remind them, please slow down. I know we're in a hurry. I know we've got times that we have to be at certain buildings, but it's not for safety. It's not for safety.
Do you look at rerouting in case in certain situations?
I want to say I have a very good team. They're very professional on the radio. They're always alerting each other if there's a road that's blocked, whether it's by personal vehicles. As you guys know, there's been so much construction in Kokomo, Howard County this year. Even the Metronet, those guys pop up. I mean, today they can be here, tomorrow they can be over there.
They're coming down Center Road this week.
Coming down Center Road, they've been in Terrace Meadows, the route I was driving for a while. It's just been crazy, and you just have to stay vigilant. I mean, and to that note, I know it seems like maybe we hired 1 or 2 more aides, but with the elementary route, to be able to keep your eyes on the road, we really need that extra hands in the back. I mean, it's just absolutely necessary, and I appreciate everything that you've allowed us to do. The bus drivers appreciate it because it's so hard when you have to decide, do I let them just go nuts back here and hope nobody gets hurt, so that I keep them safe up here so that I know nobody gets hurt. So it is a lot. It is a very, and I want to extend too. Anytime any of you want to jump on a bus and take a ride.
I've done it.
I'm busy that day.
It would be eye-opening though.
Yes, it is what they have to deal with on a daily basis and what the kids have to deal with.
Right,
you know.
Do any of your buses have more than one aide?
No. The only time there is 3 people on the bus is if we have hired someone and I have the aide that's there and I'm working with the new driver to learn the route. That's the only time it's me. I'm on the bus. The aide is there because I don't want to cut their hours because I'm there. Sure. So I let them take care of the kids. I make sure the driver is on track with the route. And, but no, there's never, we're doing really good. My aides, I don't know if you guys saw about Amos moving back. That boy is so good with the special needs bus that he rides on. I told him again tonight, he'd come in, and I said, I'm just proud of you, Amos. I said, you reach out to those kids that talk to him. He's very diligent on what they're doing in the seats. He back and forth on that bus. He's not just sitting in the seat. He is back and forth. We've had some issues with some recording going on the special needs bus. And this one goes to Eastern. So we're having to work together between Audrey and Wonderlynch and the staff at Eastern to make sure that we're all on the same page of what we expect of our children and how we handle it because they are special needs kids. But to me, my mom drove for special needs years and years and years ago down in Hollywood, Kentucky. And I was taught then, they're people, you treat them the same, you have expectations of them, and they'll meet them. And Amos does very good at communicating and keeping the kids interacting with him. So I'm very proud of him. I'm proud of all of my bus drivers. Max has been wonderful and stepped up and took, he's kind of tagged as our football, basketball guy, but he has stepped up and done some other trips for us because we did lose one bus driver that was just always there taking runs when we needed him. And my team has filled in and stepped up and done it. And I've got a new girl now. She's got 3 children in Taylor, a high school student and 2 elementary. And she's like, Ronnie, I'm here. I've got 20, 30 years left to work in me, and I'm here. And that's the kind of people that that's the kind of people that I'm looking for. She has, but she's very motivated. She just went to Conner Prairie today. She went to Lucas Oil Stadium last weekend with the middle school football team. I mean, she is loving it. She went from truck driving to this, and she took a big pay cut, and that was because she wants the time with her children. She wants to make memories with her children.
Good.
So,
very good. Very good.
Thank you for all you do for us.
Thank you. Thank you for what you do. One last chance. Anything else? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I'll move to adjourn.
So, all in favor? Opposed?
Aye.